Doom 2016 has a variety of scary monsters to hunt you down, and for that reason it offers you a variety of devastating weapons to choose from and obliterate your opponents. In this tier list we will rank each weapon depending on their usefulness, while also rank their additional mods. However, the mods will be ranked separately, otherwise most weapons would end up in high tiers, since they have at least one useful upgrade. It's important to note that this ranking reflects my personal playstyle and opinion, which comes from my experience after completing the game multiple times on Nightmare difficulty. So without further ado, let's start with our first weapon. The pistol is the first weapon that you get, but truth to be told, it has little practical use. The game doesn't really give you a reason to stick with it, as it's immediately overshadowed by the combat shotgun, which becomes available right after you acquire the pistol. The pistol takes several shots to kill even the quickest enemies, and its charged shot doesn't do much to redeem it. While it can deliver a satisfying punch when it lands, it's rarely the best option in the heat of a battle. When compared to the other weapons at your disposal, to the pace of combat and to the more advanced enemies that appear, the pistol feels completely out of place. The one real reason to use the pistol is its infinite ammo, making it a last resort fallback when all other weapons are depleted. However, with the abundance of ammo scattered across the campaign and a wide selection of powerful weapons, it's rare if ever that you will need to rely on it. It's no surprise that the pistol was removed entirely in Doom Eternal, as it barely serves a purpose unless you're actively trying to handicap yourself. The combat shotgun is your first real weapon, and it quickly becomes your tool for survival. Reliable and powerful, it's essential in the early game, especially against imps, which are among the most common enemies you'll encounter, making the shotgun a dependable solution right from the start. Like any shotgun, it requires smart positioning and timing. It performs poorly at long range but delivers satisfying damage up close, making it a solid option even against tougher enemies when used properly. While it doesn't scale as explosively as some of the late game weapons, the weapon's mods help it stay relevant longer than you would expect. The burst shot can be very powerful, firing 3 rounds in rapid succession, which can be devastating when all shots connect. Since the base shotgun is a bit slow when dealing with bulky foes, the burst shot helps compensate by adding an explosive burst firepower. Even the toughest enemies can be brought down quickly when used effectively. However, aside from raw damage, it doesn't dramatically change the way the weapon plays, which is arguably its biggest flaw. If you miss, you burn through 3 shells instantly, which can feel punishing especially during hectic fights. It's a high-risk, high-reward upgrade offering massive damage potential but lacking versatility and forgiveness. What truly elevates the combat shotgun is the explosive shot upgrade. This mod provides exactly what you desperately need at that point in the game, range and area of effect. The ability to launch explosive cells gives the combat shotgun much needed versatility, allowing it to handle groups of enemies and larger threats more effectively. The explosive shot continues to keep the combat shotgun competitive against even more powerful weapons. It becomes an essential tool throughout the campaign, offering great value and adaptability. The combat shotgun with its both mods combined can almost carry you through the whole game. The plasma rifle is a solid mid-tier weapon that offers rapid-fire projectiles, but it's held back by several notable limitations. While it can lay down sustained damage at a steady pace, the plasma bolts are relatively weak and suffer from noticeable travel time. This makes it harder to land consistent hits on fast-moving targets, especially at longer ranges. Against heavier, bulkier demons, the plasma rifle tends to feel underwhelming, requiring far more shots than more powerful alternatives. It's most effective against lightly armored foes, but rarely your go-to weapon in high-stakes fights. The plasma rifle needs its mods to stay active in your arsenal. The Hit Blast upgrade can deal decent damage, and it's useful for quickly clearing out weaker enemies with minimal effort. Its main advantage lies in its convenience. It's easy to activate and doesn't require precise aim, making it a quick way to deal with surrounding threats. However, while it's effective against lightly armored enemies, it struggles significantly against tougher foes, where the plasma rifle itself already begins to lose effectiveness. Although the Hit Blast has its moments, it ultimately feels like a minor upgrade that's overshadowed by more powerful and versatile options. The plasma rifle is already best suited for weaker enemies, and Hit Blast simply reinforces that role instead of expanding it. In the end, it adds a layer of convenience rather than providing a solution to more challenging situations. This is where the Stun Bomb upgrade turns the plasma rifle into a must-have weapon. On higher difficulties, any moment can become critical, making the Stun Bomb one of your most reliable allies, especially during high-pressure moments when chaos breaks loose and panic sets in. It temporarily disables enemies within its blast radius, and this moment of crowd control can make all the difference in a chaotic fight. Since the stun bomb doesn't deal damage directly, offensively it can work great when it comes in combination with other weapons. Needless to say, it's especially effective against possessed security due to their shield, and one of the most persistent and annoying monsters in the game, the Pinky. The versatility of the stun bomb, whether you are trying to regain control of the battlefield or make a quick escape, makes it as one of the most useful mods in the game, giving you the confidence to dive into any encounter knowing you have a safety net watching your back. Acquired early in the game, the heavy assault rifle is an essential weapon that helps cover the main weakness that you may face at that time, lack of range. Even though you may have the plasma rifle and the shotgun's explosive cells, the heavy assault rifle remains far more reliable for hitting targets at a distance thanks to its fast-firing hit-scan projectiles. It delivers strong, consistent damage, making it a weapon that is effective at all engagement distances, offering the kind of balanced coverage you need throughout the campaign to handle nearly any type of enemy you'll encounter. Speaking of range, the tactical scope is designed for long-distance takedowns, but its real strength lies in the enjoyment it provides. This mod allows you to line up precise shots and feel the thrill of long-range engagements. However, it doesn't offer anything truly game-changing until it's fully upgraded for bonus damage. While not a must-have mod, it provides a satisfying way to engage enemies from afar, adding depth and excitement to your fights. The micro-missiles mode, though, is a powerful and more practical option. With homing capabilities, it makes aiming much more forgiving, especially against fast-moving targets. It delivers reliable supplemental damage, capable of staggering weaker foes or whittling down stronger enemies from a safe distance. Whether you are up against light or heavy demons, the micro-missiles help you stay mobile and efficient. The heavy assault rifle paired with this mod becomes one of the most accessible and beginner-friendly weapons in the game. It doesn't demand precision or experience to be effective, making it a valuable part of your arsenal. The rocket launcher was a cornerstone weapon in Doom 2, very powerful and crucial for most tough battles. However, in Doom 2016 it has lost some of its former glory. While it's still a solid weapon, its value has diminished due to the fast, agile enemies that dominate the battlefield. Landing direct hits requires precision, and given how mobile and aggressive most demons are, it's easy to miss or even hurt yourself in the process. The rocket launcher is best reserved for slower, bulkier enemies like the monkey bite, where its raw damage can be fully utilized with less risk. It's still a powerful tool, but far less versatile than it once was. This is where remote detonation helps save the day by neutralizing one of the rocket's launcher key drawbacks. It allows you to manually detonate rockets mid-flight, giving you a second chance to hit your target or deal splash damage to nearby enemies. However, skill, good timing and awareness are required to use it effectively, and trying to make the most of it can occasionally distract you in the heat of the battle. Once fully upgraded, remote detonation becomes significantly more effective, allowing you to deal massive damage by taking advantage of both the initial impact and the controlled explosion. It turns the rocket launcher into more of a tactical weapon, rewarding precision and planning. Lock-on burst is the upgrade that elevates the rocket launcher to its full potential. It completely eliminates the weapon's biggest weakness, the manual aiming. With this mod you can quickly lock into enemies and fire a devastating burst of 3 rockets in rapid succession. Not only does it guarantee hits on fast-moving targets, but it also dishes out heavy damage in a very short time. It's especially effective against hard-to-pin down enemies like the Summoner, as well as bosses and other high-threat demons. If you're going to use the rocket launcher, the lock-on burst mod is practically mandatory, as it transforms the weapon from situational to deadly. Choosing a mod for the rocket launcher is definitely one of the tougher decisions in the game. The Super Shotgun is undoubtedly one of the most powerful weapons. It delivers devastating damage in a single blast, making it perfect for cleaning out enemies at close range. While it feels like a direct upgrade to the combat shotgun, its noticeable reload time in its basic form keeps it from being an instant improvement. It's also clearly designed for close combat encounters, which still leaves rooms for other weapons to shine early on. Even though it doesn't have any mods, it comes with significant upgrades to the weapon itself. Once fully upgraded, it becomes an absolute powerhouse. It reloads faster and gains the ability to fire 2 quick shots before needing to reload again. At that point, it completely outperforms the combat shotgun, making even its burst shot mod feel obsolete. Common yet dangerous enemies like the Hell Knights become laughably easy to dispatch, and even Barons of Hell, some of the toughest demons in the game, are no match for its raw stopping power. Upgrading the super shotgun is essential, and once it reaches its full potential, it can make the game look a lot easier than it should, and it's likely to become your default weapon of choice for the rest of the campaign. The Gauss Cannon is a powerful weapon capable of tearing through demons with a single well-placed shot. Its high damage output and pinpoint accuracy make it a favorite for dealing with tougher enemies quickly and cleanly, often before they even reach you. However, its long recharge time between shots makes it less effective in chaotic, fast-paced encounters where sustained fire is crucial. Used wisely, it's a devastating tool that can turn the tide of a fight in seconds. It's one of those weapons that you don't use regularly, but it shines in special situations. It's also worth mentioning that the Gauss Cannon can be creatively used for platforming, as its blast propels the player during jumps, a technique reminiscent of rocket jumping in the original Doom. The Precision Bolt offers a scoped high damage shot designed for long-range precision and headshots. While it sounds useful on paper, the game's fast-paced combat makes it difficult to use effectively, especially for casual players. The zoomed-in view can also throw off your aim and movement, making you more vulnerable as your controls become more sensitive to screen motion. It primarily appeals to experienced players who enjoy landing challenging shots while staying on the move, otherwise it doesn't feel like a major improvement over the Gauss Cannon's standard fire, as it demands more skill and technique, particularly if you're aiming for consistent headshots under pressure. In practice, one of the biggest reasons to pass on this mode is the existence of the far more devastating Siege mode, which often overshadows it. The Siege mode transforms a powerful weapon into a weapon of destruction. It unleashes an enormous high damage blast with a wide area of effect capable of clearing out entire groups of demons in a single shot. It's especially effective in arenas where its raw power and splash damage can wipe out multiple enemies instantly. While you are locked in place during the charge, the trade-off is more than worth it, especially once you upgrade to remove the movement penalty. Siege mode turns the Gauss Cannon into a battlefield clearing cannon, making it one of the most destructive and effective modes in the game. By the time you acquire the ChainGun, your arsenal is already quite full, and the weapon can feel more like a bonus than a necessity. That's because the ChainGun isn't designed for regular use. Its pin-up delay, massive ammo consumption, and relatively low accuracy make it less practical for everyday encounters. It also shares the same ammo with the heavy assault rifle, which is generally a more efficient choice for standard combat. However, the ChainGun is a brutal, high DPS weapon that absolutely melts through enemies once it gets going. It's best to be used against strong demons to speed up their demise. While it takes a moment to spin up, the payoff is immense, delivering a storm of bullets that can tear through demons in seconds. It's especially satisfying to use in close to mid-range combat, where you can unleash its full potential without worrying too much about accuracy. It's a weapon built for aggression, rewarding players who push forward and keep the pressure on. While it may not be as versatile or precise, when raw firepower is what you need, the ChainGun delivers. At first glance, the Gatling Rotator might seem like a questionable upgrade. Its main function, eliminating the ChainGun spin-up time, feels convenient, but not necessarily game-changing. With this mode, the barrel stays spinning even while you're not firing, allowing you to unleash bullets instantly the moment you need to fire. This dramatically improves the weapon's responsiveness, making it feel far more fluid and effective in combat. Even though it turns the ChainGun more reliable, it doesn't appear to justify being your go-to mode. However, once fully upgrading, the Gatling Rotator shines a bit more. Beyond just instant spin-up, it enhances the ChainGun's performance significantly by increasing its damage output once the weapon reaches its maximum rate of fire. Even if you're not actively using the mode, by not holding the weapon in rotator mode, the ChainGun still benefits from the damage boost once it ramps up. The mobile turret takes ChainGun's already impressive firepower to the next level, allowing you to fire at an incredibly fast rate. This makes it highly effective against tougher enemies, as it can start firing instantly without waiting for the spin-up. Even so, the ChainGun with this mode isn't meant for frequent use. Its immense ammo consumption makes it difficult to maintain in regular encounters. Instead, the mobile turret is best reserved for high priority targets, where you can unleash its full destructive power without regret and watch it tear through anything in its path. The mobile turret delivers some of the highest sustained DPS in the game, but it requires careful use to avoid overheating and ensure you're always ready to keep up the pressure. It's primarily designed to handle tough situations before switching back to your main weapon. Not much needs to be said, the BFG truly lives up to its name. A direct hit will one-shot any monster in the game, but its real strength doesn't lie in its massive impact damage. As the BFG projectile travels, it continuously emits energy that damages all enemies in its path, making it far more effective when fired into open spaces, rather than directly at a single target. Because of this, the BFG can clear entire arenas packed with demons in seconds, requiring no particular skill to use effectively. While it's devastating against regular enemies, it's also incredibly useful against bosses. In addition to dealing heavy damage, the BFG stuns them, creating a critical opening for follow-up attacks, an advantage that can be game-changing on higher difficulties. The BFG doesn't have any mods because it simply doesn't need them. It is by far the strongest weapon in the game without anything else coming even close, with the limitation of ammo being the only thing that can save the demons from it. The chainsaw has often been a trademark weapon in Doom, but it was somewhat underwhelming in previous titles. However, in Doom 2016 the developers found the right balance, making it both essential and effective, while still limiting its use to prevent abuse. The chainsaw can instantly kill any non-boss enemy in the game, but it requires fuel to operate. Since fuel is much rarer than the standard ammunition, the chainsaw becomes a powerful tool with a built-in limitation. It's an excellent weapon for instantly performing a glory kill when needed. An additional feature of the chainsaw is that each monster killed with it drops ammo, allowing players to strategically think whether they should use it on weaker enemies to conserve fuel and replenish ammunition more frequently, or waste more fuel to get rid of a scary monster easier. While it won't be your primary weapon, it plays a crucial support role throughout the campaign, ensuring you will never run out of ammo completely, and offers a reliable safety net, allowing you to instantly eliminate a nearby aggressive enemy, giving you a moment to breathe and recover. My final summary of the Doom 2016 weapon tier list goes like this. SS tier, BFG, easily earns the top spot as a massive crowd control weapon, instantly deleting everything on screen. Super Shotgun fully upgraded, a total powerhouse, it can take down any demon quickly and is viable from start to finish. Siege mode, delivers devastating area of effect damage from a distance, making tough encounters feel effortless. Stun Bomb, the only true defensive tool in the game. It's an absolute must-have for surviving Ultra Nightmare difficulty and generally reduced deaths, serving both offensive and defensive roles perfectly. A tier, Chainsaw, a convenient and powerful support tool, especially for managing ammo and quickly eliminating threats. Gauss Cannon, strong, but the recharge delay limits its effectiveness. After reconsideration, it falls slightly behind the ChainGun, which is more consistent for tough enemies due to its sustained firepower. Outperforms the Gauss Cannon in high-pressure situations. Lock-on Burst transforms the rocket launcher into a reliable high-damage weapon, especially against fast or tough enemies. Mobile Turret delivers incredible damage in a short time, perfect for burst-heavy fights. Micro-Missiles, a solid and versatile upgrade that remains useful throughout the entire campaign. Explosive Shot, while it loses its effectiveness later, it's what carries you through the early game and deserves recognition. B tier, Base Super Shotgun, feels powerful but slow before upgrades, which limits its dominance early on. Heavy Assault Rifle, a balanced and reliable weapon for a variety of combat scenarios. Combat Shotgun, a solid starter weapon that holds on its own until more powerful options become available. Burst Shot, powerful but situational, it can shine in the right moment. Remote Detonation, a useful rocket launcher mode that addresses its biggest drawback, though it's overshadowed by Lock-on Burst. Precision Bolt, enjoyable and effective if you can consistently land headshots, but it demands skills and timing. Gatling Rotator, once fully upgraded, it boosts the chaingun's firepower significantly, even without actively using the mod, so there's no reason to put below the chaingun. C tier, Rocket Lancer, feels risky and awkward due to precision it demands, missing shots can be punishing. Plasma Rifle, a bit underwhelming, only reliable for dealing with weaker enemies. Heat Blast doesn't improve the plasma rifle meaningfully, the area of effect is small and the damage is mediocre. Tactical Scope, zoom doesn't add much to the battles, you can still land headshots without it, so its value is questionable. Pistol, a last resort weapon with little practical use beyond the very early game, even with its charge shot. Thank you for watching, guys, I would love to hear your thoughts, how do you rank the weapons and what would you change, let me know in the comments.